Donald Trump, of course, has sharpened the focus of his trade battle, and Beijing, perhaps unsurprisingly, is firmly in his sights, with a 125% tariff to be applied to all Chinese goods. East Asia correspondent Kathleen Calderwood is in Taipei for us this morning. Kathleen, g'day. It is so hard to know what is going to happen next, what the next response is going to be. What's the latest in your part of the world?
Well, look, things are obviously moving very quickly. This has changed only just overnight for us here in Asia. Of course, this means now that most of the countries that were affected by these tariffs, by these higher level tariffs, will only be hit with the baseline 10%, and they get 90 days now to negotiate a better deal with the White House. China, however, has been hit with the sledgehammer. Donald Trump instead has increased the tariffs on Beijing to 125%. So that's on all Chinese goods coming into the US, effective immediately. Now, that, of course, is in response to news that broke only a matter of hours ago now, that Beijing was raising its tariffs in response to all this business on American goods to 84%. So we did see that Beijing early on in this trade war was fairly calibrated in its response. It was picking individual commodities, sometimes being quite political or targeted in choosing certain agricultural commodities that might really hit at the rural base of Donald Trump and the Republican Party's support. But now we saw over the weekend, in response to Mr. Trump's so-called Liberation Day tariffs, Beijing went all in. They said that they were going to impose 34% in return on American goods. Donald Trump, of course, responded to that angrily earlier this week. He said he would be lifting the tariffs on Chinese goods up another 50% if they didn't reverse course. Then late last night, we saw Beijing, only hours before their tariffs were due to come into effect, announce that they too were going to lift another 50%, and now in the last couple of hours, Donald Trump has responded in kind with this 125% tariff. It's still very early here in this part of the world, so we're waiting to see how the Chinese respond again. But Donald Trump has accused the Chinese government of a lack of respect. On the other side, Beijing is standing firm, so it doesn't seem like there's much prospect of any friendly negotiation talks between the two administrations anytime soon.